Hello traders, welcome to my Wednesday video. It's the 15th of July, and just quickly, this FreeFX is brought to you by me, and it's a free resource. I'll just give you a quick disclaimer. A bit too quick, there you go. Okay, so let's move on. And the topic of the day is Euro USD heading for 115. So let's head out to the following. Just briefly, what's been happening is that I was saying a couple of days ago that we sort of gained back the 113 territory, and we've been sort of steadily climbing towards 114 in the last few hours. And we can look at barchart.com. We can see where we are at 1.1439. We can see that we're heading back to the levels at the beginning of March. So basically it's taking 4 months to get back there. But what's really attractive is that the large speculators are back to climbing the ladder, and also the asset managers who'd been sort of steadily coming off the contract volumes of early March actually started climbing up to similar levels, steadily increasing their exposure to euro. So that's a sign of confidence. If I just quickly go on to futures, we'll see on a September expiry contracts on the hourly chart, basically every 24 hours, always at the start of the Chicago session, huge buy candle on the volume side, and an equally promising rise in price. This actually started before open in the night. And we've kind of pushed past 114 yesterday, and we're in the midst 114s, which is promising for 115 if you think that there's nothing in the way of getting to 115. Now, what happens next? Obviously, that we've got the ECB meeting tomorrow, and also the European Council will be meeting. So lots to think about for those with deep pockets. But where the euro is going really is anybody's guess. Pending on the outcome of those meetings. The European Central Bank is not going to really, it's not expected to announce any new measures, but it's all resting on how the European member states agree on the support packages, like the European Stability Mechanism in different countries, whether on what terms. So some countries called the frugal countries like Germany, etc. Have Austria. There's a feeling that they don't want to be lumbered with paying, for loans to certain countries, and generally that's the theme, and whether there can be agreement and how soon those measures can be put in place to stabilize the essentially the comeback, the economic recovery. We go to the open interest, which I've spoken about before, for options. We see that we're still quite strong for the buy side at 114. I mentioned that we were close to 6,000, and we're still 5.8. So that's really where we're at. Again, sign of confidence in that level going forward. The next strong level is 115. We're not there yet, but could be. Now this is the actual spot FX price chart, so I put it as a line, and you can see a huge advance in the last few hours. We've had obviously from the start of the week 13th, we've climbed up from basically 113 and beyond. Interesting, in orange you see the S&P 500, so there's been a correlation between risk on, essentially, or improved sentiment in the US equities and the euro. So you can see that clear correlation there between the two. I can't stress enough how clear that is, this climb today and yesterday, and in the euro as well. of course, you say, well, it's the US dollar index declining that's going to cause this, but that may be so. But certainly, this is not something to be sneered at. And if you see where this is going, I mean, there's a high here from the beginning of June to be surpassed, and then the road forward is going back to the sort of February highs for the S&P. So if that pushes on this level, but it's to be taken on an almost day-to-day or week-by-week basis, because we are still at this point, we were at record highs. So it's not like we are just regaining ground on previous you know, that we are lower than we've ever been. So we are overbought historically on the S&P by some years, essentially. That's the end of my video. I have made closed my trade, which has started kind of in June on EURUSD today. My account went up from 47% to 54.21%. It's a small account, and that transaction is closed. I'm flat. I have no exposure. My next order is beyond 1.1450. And it's an entry order, so if it gets there, it will trigger automatically. So I'm flat. I'm positive. I'm very happy with things, but essentially now I'm just sort of standing by, watching where it's going. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and look forward to our next.